is WrestleMania week. Of course, I'll have my own predictions on WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 within a day or so. But this episode, this is predictions for New Japan, Impact Wrestling, Multiverse United, and Ring of Honor, SUPERCARD of Honor. Yes, both are going down this Thursday and Friday. And without further ado, let's kick off with New Japan Pro Wrestling and Impact Wrestling, Multiverse United pay-per-view, which is going down this Thursday, March the 30th, 2023. It's going to go down live from the Globe Theater in Los Angeles, California. If you can't make it out to the West Coast, you can check it out on Fight TV. Their pay-per-view streaming, of course. Let's talk about the matches. Starting with one pre-show match. So far only one. It is a Yuya Unimura versus Gabriel Kidd in a singles match. Alright, who will I pick to win the singles match in the pre-show? Well, I can't really give you guys an exact winner because I don't know too much about Gabriel Kidd. Yuya Uemura, I heard about him, but you know what, for the hell of it, for no reasoning, I'm going to pick Yuya Uemura to win this match. Okay, that was the pre-show. Let's talk about the matches going down live on the pay-per-view. Mike Bailey versus Hiroshi Tanahashi in a singles match. It's going to be a hell of a match. Mike Bailey, let's talk about him very quick. Canadian wrestler, of course. Currently signed with Impact Wrestling. Everybody know him as Speedball Mike Bailey. He is the current X Division champion. Kid's only 32, by the way. He's a former two-time IWS World Heavyweight Champion and a two-time KOD Tag Team Champion. Bailey also was the winner of the CZW in 2015 Best of the Best, DDT's 2016 DNA Grand Prix, Rev Pro's 2021 British J Cup, and the PWG 2023 Battle of Los Angeles Tournament. So that's a little resume on Mike Bailey. Now let's talk about the veteran from New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi. My personal opinion, he's going to be my pick. Man, Tanahashi, his resume is top-notch. IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Record 3 reigns as IWGP United States Champion. Intercontinental Tag Team, never openweight, 6-man, never open. Hey, look at Tanahashi, he's a veteran. Do I see Mike Bailey getting over on this match? Probably not. Hiroshi Tanahashi, he's going to be my pick. Why? He is a veteran. He is a veteran not only in New Japan, but in the pro wrestling landscape. One of the best. He's going to be my pick in this match. Oh, man, this is going to be a slobber knocker, big guy style match. Jeff Cobb versus Moose. Wow, two big jack guys are going to square it off in the ring. In a singles match, of course. Jeff Cobb. Yeah, Jeff Cobb. Representing United Empire faction in New Japan, of course. And you got Moose. He was a former Impact World Champion. Obviously, he signed under Impact Wrestling. It's going to be a good match. Jeff Cobb, more of a, how should I phrase his body type? A bigger gentleman. Not big, but, you know, like Mark Henry size. He's tough. Okay, he's tough big. And then Moose, guy is jacked. Guy got 6 packs. He got packed with muscles. This guy's a big dude. It's going to be a hell of a match. A 50-50 style match if I had to pick one. But man, I'm going to have to give this win to Jeff Cobb. Yes, he's going to be wrestling on AEW Dynamite against Kenny Omega for the IWGP US Champion. But if he lose that match, why not have him win the match against Moose at the Multiverse United? So that's going to be my pick, Jeff Cobb. Okay, here we go. A 6-way scramble match for the Impact X Division Champion. The current champion, Trey Miguel, versus Clark Connors, versus Frankie Kazarian, versus Kevin Knight, versus Rich Swann, versus Rocky Romero. So this match is going to probably have a whole bits of stuff in here. Frankie Kazarian, a veteran, no stranger to the X Division and Impact Wrestling, formerly known as TNA. Don't know too much about Kevin Knight. Rich Swann, okay, potential contender to win it. Rocky Romero, another veteran in the wrestling landscape, also in New Japan, of course. Clark Connors, a young guy being built from the New Japan Dojo system. Could Trey Miguel retain the X Division champion? I think so. No reason given. Trey Miguel, He's going to be my pick and retain the X Division champion. Up next, this is for the strong openweight champion. The current champion, Kenta, will face off the legend, Minoru Suzuki. This is going to be a slobber knocker style of a match. Both men squaring off in the ring. It's going to be a hell of a match. Look, I'm a fan of Minoru Suzuki. Guy is a badass. The guy has a MMA style background. Look, Minoru Suzuki is not a guy you want to face in the ring. And Kenta, he is a dangerous young guy. Big age difference between both men. Both men carving their own pathway. Man, it's going to be a hell of a match. But will Kenta drop the title to Minoru Suzuki? That's the question. Well, we have to wait and see, but if I had to pick one, man, now, do I want to see Kenta retain? Probably not. You know what? I'm going to go risky here. I'm going to go for Minoru Suzuki to win the strong openweight championship and take it back to Japan. Yeah, that's going to be my pick. Okay, the next match. A 4-way tag team match for the Impact World Tag Team Champion. Bullet Club, which is Ace Austin and Chris Bay, the current champion, versus Aussie Open, which is Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, versus the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, versus the TMDK, Bad Dude Tito and Shane Haste. So will Bullet Club retain the title, or could the other 3 teams win it? Now, the only thing is, if Aussie Open win it, these guys are going to have to travel the Impact titles across the world, especially in New Japan. Now, the Motor City Machine Guns, they are a future potential contenders to win a title, and the TMDK, possible. But I have a feeling the Bullet Club will somehow manage to sneak away and retain the titles. And that could be the first scenario. The second scenario could be the Motor City Machine Guns could win it, potentially. So that could be the second scenario. But I'm going to go for Bullet Club because I have a feeling these guys are going to some tricks up their sleeve. So I have a feeling they're going to retain the Impact World Tag Team Champions. Okay, let's move on to the next match. An 8-man tag team match of Alex Coughlin. Look what we have. Who else was in there? Sami Callihan, Fred Rosser, and PCO will face Eddie Edwards, Joe Hendry, JR Kratos, and Tom Lawler. Well, if I have to pick a team, who's going to win? Oh, man. I'm going to go for the good guys. I'm going to go for Sami Callihan, Alex Coughlin, Fred Rosser, and PCO. No reason given. Why not? Okay, let's talk about the last match. A 4-way match. The winner is added to the Impact Knockouts World Championship match at Rebellion, the next pay-per-view for Impact Wrestling. This could be a match of Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw versus Masha Slamovich versus Miyu Yamashita. Okay, which woman's going to walk away and advance to the Rebellion for the Impact Knockouts Champion? Looking at this list, I'm going to go for Deonna Purrazzo. Why not? I mean, she deserves it, right? She's been all across the world, including NXT and the WWE, so why not? Give the Deonna Purrazzo. Okay, so there's your matches card. My predictions on Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling presents Multiverse United. Only the strong survive. Again, going down on Fight TV, unless you want to attend live at the Globe Theater in Los Angeles, California, March 30th of 2023. Okay, let's cruise on into Ring of Honor SuperCard of Honor 2023. Going down this coming Friday, March 31st, 2023. Live from the Galen Center in Los Angeles, California. Let's talk about it. Match number 1. Reach for the sky, boys. Ladder match for the vacant ROH World Tag Team Championship. The teams are going to be the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Rey Fenix, versus Top Flight, which is Dante Martin and Darius Martin, versus the Kingdom of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, versus Aussie Open, Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher, versus La Facción Increíbles, ROH and Dralistico. Okay, so as I mentioned, Aussie Open is part of Impact Wrestling. Will they win the Impact titles? Most likely not. Could they win the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions? Possibly. Again, who's going to win the vacant titles? The best bet? La Facción Increíbles, ROH and Dralistico. They could be future contenders. The Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. they could win as well. The Lucha Brothers, maybe, but they might stick with the AEW main roster. Aussie Open, possibly. So 3 out of the 4 there's a pretty good chance. Question is, who will win them? Well, breaking it down here, maybe the Kingdom. I wouldn't mind seeing the Kingdom win it. That'd be the first scenario. The second, La Faction Incurables, ROH and Jalisco. They could be the second option to win the titles. But I'm going to stick with those two. We'll see if either teams will win the vacant ROH World Tag Team Champions. All right, let's move on to match number 2. The 6-man tag team match for the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. The Embassy, which is Brian Cage, Quan, and Toa Leona, the current champions, versus AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik. So there's been rumors on Brian Cage contract being up soon, and it sounds like he might want to move on from Ring of Honor / AEW. So could that mean that they will drop the 6-man title? Or could Brian Cage sign an extended contract and retain the titles? Of course, with Khan and Toa Leona. That's the next question that fans want to know. Could AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik win it? Maybe. Well, if I had to pick a team, I'm going to go for the Embassy. I have a good feeling they might not drop the titles, and they might stick around with the titles a little bit longer. So that's going to be my pick, the Embassy. Up next, a singles match for the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. The current champion, Samoa Joe, versus Mark Briscoe. It's going to be a hell of a match. I'm looking forward to this match, of course. Both men are veterans, not only in the wrestling landscape, but in Ring of Honor. Both men's been there since the early days of Ring of Honor. But will Samoa Joe retain the title? Or could Mark Briscoe win it? I want to see Mark Briscoe win it. Hands down, I want to see him to win it. As much as I want to pick him, but I have a good feeling Samoa Joe might retain it. So I'm going to pick Samoa Joe retain it. But man, I want Mark to win it. I sure hell do, but maybe Samoa Joe will win it, so I'm going to pick Samoa Joe. Up next, a singles match for the ROH World's Women's Champion, the current champion Athena, versus Yuka Sakazaki. Okay, well, hands down, I'm going to pick Athena. She's a star. I believe she is a great champion in Ring of Honor, and I can see her retain it. Yuka Sakazaki, let's talk about her. She is signed to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, where she is a record-tying 3-time Princess. I'm trying to keep this in a straight face here. Princess of Princess Champion, a 3-time Princess Tag Team Champion, and obviously she's signed with AEW as well. But I'm going to pick Athena. That's going to be my bet. Up next, a Ring of Honor Pure Champion, a Pure Wrestling Rules match. That's going to be a good match. The current champion, Wheeler Yuta, will face Shibata. Guy's a hell of a wrestler. Obviously, he's currently with New Japan Pro Wrestling, a former 3-time Never Openweight champion, a 1-time IWGP Tag Team Champion with Hiroki Goto, and the winner of the 2017 New Japan Cup. Okay, who's going to win the Pure Wrestling Rules Champion? Will Wheeler Yuta retain the Pure Champion, or could Shibata win it? I love Shibata. Guy is a legend in New Japan. Put the title on him. Why the hell not? Look, Wheeler Yuta is a great young kid, absolutely, but I think it's time for him to drop the title, and I'm going to go for Shibata to win the Pure Champion. Why not? Okay, man, this is going to be a hell of a luchador match. For the AAA Mega Champion singles match, of course. This guy who had an awesome match against Kenny Omega this past Wednesday on Dynamite, El Hijo del Vikingo, the current AAA Mega Champion, versus Commander, which was also featured on Dynamite a few weeks ago. Another impressive wrestler. This is going to be a hell of a match. If you saw Vikingo versus Kenny Omega, I'm pretty sure you can expect that same style of match between him and Commander. Luchador, fast-paced, a lot of flip, a lot of moves, a lot of risk, a lot of high flying. So could Vikingo, could he drop the title to Commander? Maybe. I haven't really studied on both men a whole lot, but if I have to take the risk and pick one, I'm going to pick El Hijo de Vikingo to retain the AAA Mega Championship. I could be wrong, but I'm going to stick with him. Okay, let's talk about the main event. A singles match for the ROH World Champion, the current champion, Claudio Castagnoli, versus Eddie Kingston. I think this match is going to steal the night. Both men are veterans to Ring of Honor. Both men, I assume they both crossed paths in the past, I will think, right? But nonetheless, this is going to be a hard style match. Eddie Kingston with all his chops. Look at Claudio Castagnoli. Guy's a star. He looks like a star. He wrestles like a star. Guy's a badass. Question is, will Claudio retain, or could Eddie Kingston win the ROH World Champion? It's a pretty good chance. It's going to be a slobber knocker. It's going to be a 50-50 style match. But if I had to pick one, man, I want to see Eddie win it. But I have a good feeling that Claudio Castagnoli could retain the ROH World Champion. Maybe the Blackpool Combat Club may interfere. Well, we have to wait and see. This Friday on Ring of Honor's SUPERCARD of Honor, which I believe it will be aired on Bleacher Report. I could be wrong. Could be Fight TV or Honor Club, their subscription service. But I have a feeling it's going to be on Bleacher Report. This Friday, of course. Okay, it is WrestleMania week. We got this review out the way. Or not review, more of a prediction preview. We still have WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 preview and prediction, which is coming up very shortly. I will have my Monday Night Raw and SmackDown along with the Hall of Fame highlights and my AEW Dynamite / All Access highlights, as well as so much more action on WrestleMania weekend. So wrestling fans, enjoy it.